Hello, Fred Ack here. Fred ACC, all one word. Alrighty, it is Thursday, September the 4th. It's September. Yep, it sure is. It's about 5:30, 6 p.m. by the time I post this East Coast time. XRP is at about $2.80. Alrighty, first up, I want to thank you all for being here. And I've got my "and they're off" horse racing t-shirt on. That's right. And they're off. We're just waiting for XRP to be off. It's like thunder in the background. Don't need none of that. Alrighty, well, first up, I want to thank you all for being here today. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. And I hope you're subscribed to Fred Ack, because I try to bring things your way that you don't hear from all the other talking heads. Not financial advice, just the ideas that are swirling around in my head. So, I always start off with the scammers. Let's be really cautious of all the scams that are out there. Everybody's sending you text messages, this email and that email, click below, we'll do this. I'm not clicking on nothing. But that's just me, New York City cynic. I don't trust anybody. And I don't advise you trust anybody either. That includes Fred Ack. Always tell you, do your homework. Got all your brain cells in your heads, they're functioning adults. So you got to double check everything. It'll always sound pretty good. But the old axiom from mom and grandmom, if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. So be careful of the scammers. And I hope you subscribe to Fred Ack. Today's is going to be somewhat short. Nothing that ingenious to come out of the background, outside the box. I've just noticed that all the talking heads, so repetitive. Now the big spiel is September and October and by December and da. Look, I go by cold hard facts. 8, 9, 10 months ago, I posted Generational Wealth, XRP. It was at 52 cents. Could have bought it at 53, 51. You had a good 3 weeks to do it. Today it's $2.80. I don't have any problem with that. Does anybody have a problem with that? Crickets. $2.80. Nothing wrong with that. Not too shabby. Imagine 10 months from now if we could be 6, 7 times the price of where we're at. $18, $21. Could happen. So what's going on today with XRP? There's a Federal Reserve Senate confirmation going on for a Stephen Miron, M-I-R-O-N. It started today. Some Senator Warren is grilling him, others are grilling him. It's the usual yin and yang of the Democrats' tug of war with the Republicans. I understand it. It's been going on like that for a long, long time. And I'm not going to go into politics or religion, but I will share a thought that Fred Ack has had for a very long time. Absolute power always corrupts absolutely. Always has. We're human beings. That's who we are. We're greedy people. Everybody wants more. A lot of times that's a good thing. That's what I try to analyze outside the box. The more. So what ends up happening is that with all this greed being mixed in with things, you end up having boom and bust. That's what I've posted in some past postings recently about the real estate world. And what I think is going on in the real estate world, I'm seeing the realization that people might have to actually start selling the things that they purchased for below where they purchased it at. Oh, so horrible, because they're actually losing money. But there's a very slow realization to come to that. So things are starting to slow up a little bit. But then if the foreclosure rate picks up, if people are drowning, they're going to start to take the loss and move on. And sometimes it becomes a self-feeding frenzy. And that's what potentially could happen in the real estate market, combined with the economy and where things are at. So going back to this Stephen Miron, he's very pro-crypto. Is there possibly a short-term trade in the crypto world? If he gets confirmed tomorrow, in the next few days, it'll probably have a positive impact on the crypto world. There's numerous different things out there. You can do your homework. AI it, IA it, whatever the heck it's called. Stephen Stephen Myron, Miron. With his confirmation and joining the Federal Reserve Board, it's probably going to have a positive impact on the crypto world. There are so many different catalysts out there for XRP. So many potential things to the upside. One of the very interesting things is that in the last 2-3 days, I've noticed the volume has shrunk. Now, were those volume posts for real? I don't know for sure. There was stuff that was posting through over 50 million of them. That's million with an M. Over 100 million, over 200 million. Numerous postings. Every 30-40 minutes there'd be a trade go through for 363 million, 214 million of these tokens. Now there's barely anything trickling back and forth. Small amounts. I think it's just the everyday traders buying and selling it. But that's just what I think, and I really don't know, in all fairness. But I do believe this much. Once we get some form of regulation involved with this, that people can actually get involved, if you make 3, 4, 5, 6 cents, you're buying 10,000 of these, the volume's going to pick up, and everybody's going to want in on it. All the big houses. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Bank of America, everybody's going to want in, all the market makers. Everybody wants to be in on it. Why? Because they want to make monies. Making the monies. So, my thinking is that, and I don't know how many times can I come on here and point out, and I tip my hat, should have brought my hat, tip my hat off to all of those people getting involved in these kind of prices, low threes, mid threes, because if this should run, and I think that it will, because once it catches fire, it's going to be out of control, like a controlled burn. It starts out over here, we're just going to burn a little bit, and then the wind shifts, and oh my gosh, there goes the barn, there goes the whole town. Well, once this thing starts burning wildly, everybody's going to want to be in on it. So I will have a certain strong respect for those people that got into the party. $2.20, $2.80, $2.42, $3.42. Those are the people that deserve to prosper and change their lives financially. And when, I think it's only a question of when that happens, I will sit there and break out the rake and clap the hands and be thankful for all the folks that got on board. But the thought from here is that do not let these talking heads, now the shift is, by September, by October, this is what's going to, don't get worn down. It can happen so easily. You hear all of this incredible news. It's going to 500, it's going to $27, it's going to this, it's going to that. Just sit back, be content, let these little news blips come out, and away we go. There was a time that I thought the Ripple company might actually extend 11, 12 billion, 15, 16 billion to the U.S. government as a gift. But then what if they did that and the U.S. government turned around and slammed them and just sold it all to lower the, you're not going to lower the $37 trillion debt all that much by taking 16 billion and flipping them off at $3 each or at $2.50 or whatever. So we don't need any of that. But I also have to say that Brad and Schwartz, the people that run Ripple, they've got a long-term game plan. If you haven't noticed that, start to notice it. And like I say, do not let the talking heads with all the blah, 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 blah. Now they're by end of September and October, alt season. All that really matters is that it's at $2.80. Runs up over $3. In my opinion, it's already started to attract attention. If those big volume trades were legitimate, then there was accumulation going on. Someone find out if those were legitimate trade throughs, because nobody's buying 314 million, 411 million of the XRPs at whatever price. I don't care if you're getting them at 80 cents or at $1.40. Of course, we'd all rather not hear that. The individuals, the Fred Acts of the world that own this thing, and we're expecting it to be $2.80, $3.20, whatever it might be. But we've seen this 80 cents pullback before. It's leveled out here. And you know what? It really doesn't matter to me. If it goes and runs to the moon, guess what? I'm going to the moon. All right, I want to thank you all for being here. Watch out for the scammers and don't get phased out of this thing. Don't let them do that to you. You listen to those talking heads, you'll get worn down. May all your days be winning ones.